folks. So we are streaming. What the hell was that all about? We're not supposed to be streaming yet. I'm sorry. Hang on, folks. What the hell? How'd that happen? I guess I'm better than I thought I was. I'm streaming like the devil. Hang on. Not getting no audio. I got no audio. Did I turn it off already? Is that what's going on here? Hang on. Yeah, I don't know I'm streaming. Hey everybody. So we got Red Chick is here. She's been here a bit in and out. I grabbed a couple of her links. She already done that John, is that you, John Wayne? The video I put out earlier, she actually done an expanded one on that last year. Oops. But I got a link underneath to that one. And she had Lauren Moritz, Moret. New website is, I got to link that down below. I got 2 of them, haha. Pretty darn good, pretty cool, pretty slick. Tell you what. Woo, we got everybody. We got Smurf Boy, Nip Killer, Toxic, MSVS, Dana, 2 syllables, that's right, Toxic. And that was a little confusing for me because you should have seen me scrambling in the last 15 minutes. I thought I screwed up again. I didn't accomplish the things I wanted to accomplish, that's okay. We got an interesting one tonight. I'm just trying to catch up because I had company and then I had to run like the devil at the last second. But I did manage to catch some of the stuff you guys were talking about. Let me see, let me go back. Whoa, here we go. And if anybody don't know what's going on here, we stream live most nights, 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Canada time. Western Canada, Pacific Ocean time, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada time, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not going to be able to catch up on the conversation. It was a good conversation going on there, but I had company and I done the best I could, I swear. And so we seen the last time, how many thumbs down did I get tonight? I got no thumbs down. What? What, did you take a night off or something? I was looking forward to that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the last time we live streamed on Nuclear Earth Volume 3, I had, I think it was 90 thumbs down before the show actually started. Never seen nothing like that before. Somebody definitely was upset with us. And most of the cattle mutilations that they blame on UFOs, of course, was scientists, because of it release into those communities and around the surrounding areas, and they wanted to go out and see what kind of carnage was going on. They go in and killed animals, cattle, sheep, and who knows what else, right? These are some gnarly people. Ooh, let me get back down here. Audio fine. Irinarel, Kevin, Piano, Fix It Stupid, Craig, Radioactive Banana. Thank you, Radchick. Again, Amthirst. I'm trying to catch up on everybody now. Black Toes. Hey, Black Toes. Hang on, what was it? What were you talking about the other night? Oh, it was no big deal, but I answered you and I can't remember. Oh yeah, it was the guys that I seen photos that I said was photoshopped in. One guy didn't. No, that was Stetson. I can't remember. It's hard being me. Jill Clarkson, Alvin, Revamp, and usually the first few minutes of the live stream I say is hi to everybody and we get the stream going. And Radchick always got such great information. And so I'm going to try to keep an eye out for what she's saying. And let me scroll down and make sure I got that over there. And tonight we're going to pick up at 1986. Hi Rhonda, Albert, Fix It, Pasha, Nuts for Art, Deconvolulated. Trying to find my messages, been trying various ways. Adam, Albert, Deb, Hawkboy, Fix It, Nuts for Art, Time, High Time, 6535, Radioactive Bananas, got a bunch of names there, I got them all already, haha, Amthirst, and I lost track of what I was going to do. Okay, don't lick that charger. You got to lick your iPhone charger. It's trendy. Everybody got to do it. You got to lick it now. Lick that iPhone charger. It's cool. You got to do it one friggin' time. And I haven't got my iPhone charger. They took it away from me for a couple of days because I was like obsessed with my iPhone charger. And it just goes to show you the mockery. If you want to go back and look at the real mockery, go back and watch the old U.S. Army fear-mongering public broadcast where they tell you got to get 4 foot of topsoil around your house to protect you from radioactive material. Or you need 2 foot of wood to protect you from radioactive material. How you got to stay in your house because if the Ruskies pops a bomb in a detonation, all the radioactive fallout will go right across America. But meanwhile, they were doing 40, 50, 60 tests a year in your country, which are the exact same thing. The fallout would have been the exact same thing. They're telling you got to fear those Ruskies, the Russians. And what you got to realize is that's the propaganda machine in overdrive back then. But now we can actually call them out, right? Let me see if I can catch everybody. Ruben, Missing Sky, Sergeant, Grouchy Prepper, Arinarel, Albert, Reram, Smurf, Rhonda, let me see, did I miss anybody that time? Ping, hi Ping. Yeah, it's alive, and we'll get started because we've been, you know, with me, sometimes I can go 8, 9 minutes and not even realize I just done that, so I'll just fly into it. I'm trying to keep my eye in the comment section, but that's gone crazy again. Yeah, the iPhone chargers are scary. Shanna Thorn, I can't pronounce you, I'm sorry. You can beat me up on any street corner some other day. Cat's alive. Okay, here we go. My charger licked me back. You gotta sell that on eBay. That's a special iPhone charger. Miss Williams wants you to send that down to her. She got a special spot on a shelf for that. I'll open up the control room on that one. And I'll just come down and let me start off by saying that, yes, your food is contaminated. Okay, you got 7,400 becquerels of cesium is now standards in your drinking water according to your EPA. And what that means is you can't grow food or you can't take a swim or anything else without swimming in 7,500 cubic meters per cubic meter, which is quite a bit of water. Not that that makes me feel any better, because you couldn't have it. And Unclear just put out its report, right? And just let me touch on that before I jump into anything else. Which United Nations done a report on Fukushima, said it wouldn't be an elevated cancer. You wouldn't see elevated cancers, but wait till you hear a couple of little things. I'm not finished the whole, there's 321 pages in that PDF. And I've been screaming on each page, so just hang on a second. And I got one thing here I'm going to touch on tonight, but we'll have to do a special broadcast as soon as it finishes all 321 pages. Because these freakers... Okay. I think I got it. I think I got it right now. The levels of 89 strontium and 90 strontium deposited on the ground were significantly lower than those, this is section 57, than those of 137 cesium. Now see, that's not what I hear from the scientists. They said there was 30 times more strontium than there was cesium. Where we heard cesium, there's 30 times more strontium. But let's ignore that part for a second. And they say because it was significantly lower, right, the amount of 89 strontium and 90 strontium, or strontium 90 and strontium 89, whatever way you want to call it, these radionuclides were therefore not included in the committee's estimation of doses to the public because there was less, according to them, in the MOX fuel. hang on, I'm sorry. The available measurements are discussed further in a B and C and the CTBTO network measured a broader range of radionuclides, including 133Xe, but many of these were not significantly radiologically an issue as far as they're concerned. Just like how would you put it? Deregulating the worst things on the planet. It's okay, man. It's fine. Just knock your socks off. Suck it back up. Suck it into you. You like it. It only gives you so many different types of cancer. You got to go for more. You need more. So they didn't want to include everything. They didn't even include the strontium, and then they marginalized it by saying it was even less than the cesium. When we know this was already from... See, the fuel there at Fukushima was made from missiles that had been sitting in silos for decades and that were already enriched plutonium and enriched uranium-238. Right? Most of these reactors are running on uranium-238, 97% or 93%, whatever it is. But what an interesting statement, right? And they said there wouldn't be no issues because it was significantly less in total than Chernobyl. So we don't expect to see any cancers because we didn't see any cancers at Chernobyl is basically what they're saying. I haven't finished the whole 321 pages yet, but I'm getting there. I'm grabbing screen captures and I'm shocked. This is 80 of the leading scientists, the bootlick and cheerleading lapdogs on the planet of the nuclear industry. These are lobbyists, each and every one of them, fine-tuned PR machines. And United Nations, of course, has failed us everything it does. It can't open its mouth without failing us. It's the biggest failure on the planet. And tonight we're going to go down and cover other stuff. I just wanted to put that out there because I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. And if I see you on a street corner, I'm not sure what I would do or what I would say, but I can be sure that I would do or say something. That much I know. Almost. And last time we covered, let's make sure we get on the same page here, the giggling page, that there's roughly, and I'll try to keep my eyes on the comment section there at the same time. 2,500 nuclear explosions on this planet, detonations that we know about, that are registered, that are verified, that are no disputes that we know about anyway. Not that I care about that particular part, because they ninny you to death. People can ninny you to death over insignificant shit and make it a big issue. It's part of the nuclear power plants, the 440 plants on the planet produce about 3% of the energy on the planet. And the rest of what they do is make radioactive isotopes for directed energy weapons. And so nuclear power plants it's just a byproduct, right? The 3% of energy, it contributes to society. But I mean, they got to mow down mountains and destroy communities. I mean, we got Uranium City here in Alberta. That's an abandoned city. You used to have around 6,000 or 7,000 people there. My brother used to work there. And they closed the whole city down, Uranium City, after they destroyed, hundreds of miles of land there, and they moved everybody out of there. Uranium, there's 500 cities like that, mines like that in Navajo and in the natives' communities. It's just totally destruction. The whole litany of power industry is total annihilation on wherever you put one of these things to. You can't decommission it. They claim, we can do it in about 80 years. Because who's going to be around to call them on it? Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, go right ahead, buddy. You're good. Meanwhile, the people that are doing all the talking really don't know what they're talking about, because they talk about stuff like you can lick an iPhone, or if you're from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, then your job is to lie. And I got a whole lot of stuff here. Let's get on it. I didn't cover Jack last time. We covered good stuff, don't get me wrong, but we didn't cover the big bulky crap that I wanted to cover. Try burning the snow. If it doesn't melt, it is seeded. Hi, Manderson. Missing Sky. 100 Toonie. Radioactive Banana. October 3rd, 1986. Is this where we left off? 480 miles east of Bermuda, the K-219 Soviet Yankee I-class submarine experienced an explosion in one of its nuclear missile tubes, and at least three crew members were killed. 16 nuclear missiles and 2 reactors are missing and sank down 18,000 feet. So the next one, that's where we left off last time, right? So March 1986. Bruce Nuclear Reactor in Ontario, Canada. Good old Ontario. Well, we always got to get our digs in there with the nuclear power accidents. We're really good. We've got some doozies. Local major loss, a coolant accident, catastrophic pressure tube rupture, tube that holds the fuel rods ruptured, March 1986. Like, we have so many accidents and so many, here's another accident in 87. Stop valve fails at the Billis nuclear power plant and contaminates the local area in Germany. Yeah, what odds, Dana, you know? Well, they're only supposed to have, I can't remember the numbers, but we're supposed to have nuclear according to them, every 1,000 years. They have multiple accidents every year, and they don't tell you. They radiate your community, your countries. Well, you think about all those radioactive tests that we'll cover more of that in a bit, but you think about all those radioactive tests, 40 or 50 in a year in your country. That's radioactive fallout right around your entire country. Looks like I got jacked on my stream there. March 31st, 1987, Delta, Pennsylvania, USA, good old USA. Oh, I love the Americans. I just hate their corporation. Peach Bottom, Unit 2 and 3 shut down due to cooling malfunctions and unexplained equipment problems. December 19th, 1987, New York, again, malfunctions to Niagara Mohawk Power Corporation to shut down 9 Mile Point Unit 1. Just accidents after accidents, accident after accident, and accident after accident. 1987, France had another one. The TriCast and fast breeder reactor leaks coolant, sodium, and uranium hexachloride, injuring 7 workers and contaminating water supplies. Just over the top, right? The 4th of May, 1987, India, the fast breeder test reactor refueling accident, a ruptured the Kalpakam, the reactor's core. It ruptured the reactor's core, resulting in a 2-year shutdown. October 1988, at the Nuclear Trigger Assembly Facility at the Rocky Flats in Colorado, 2 employees and a DOE inspector inhaled radioactive particles, causing closure of the plant. Several safety violations were cited. Uncalibrated monitors, inadequate fire equipment, groundwater contaminated. Just the same old, you know? Just whatever. That's what we're discovering, isn't it? September the 10th, 1988. Surrey, Virginia, USA. Refueling cavity seals fail and destroy the internal pipe system at the Surrey Unit 2, forcing a 12-month outage. And you don't really find out how much carnage is happening. They just give you these little friggin' little burps. You know, down in Australia, the natives, right, back in the late 40s and 50s when they were doing all this testing down there, the natives had no idea, and they actually radiated the natives, and some of them realized what they had done and went into these communities and gave these people showers who never even seen a shower before. Right, never done no follow-up or anything like that, but gave them showers, and they didn't really wear clothing. They gave them some clothing to wear, and they cleaned up topsoil and stuff like that and moved on. But, I mean, there was no follow-up, and there was a lot of cancers in these little communities, and these people had no idea what the hell had happened to them. Just taking advantage of everything. That's all that nuclear does, is destroys. March the 5th, and did I jump ahead or something? No. March the 5th, Arizona, atmospheric dump valves fail at Palo Verde Unit 1, leading to main transformer fire and emergency shutdown. Good old USA. November the 24th, 1989, East Germany. Don't want to be left out of the catastrophe. A near-core meltdown occurs at Griffwald's nuclear power plant. 3 out of the 6 cooling water pumps were switched off for a test. The 4th pump broke down and the control of the reactor was lost. 10 fuel elements were damaged. And we never know, right? We never really know what really happened there. Inspection, just hang on a second. Let me get that one here. To determine hang on. I lost track of something here. In animal mutilation, in one case documented by the New Mexico police and the FBI, 11-month-old crossbreed Hereford bull belonging to Mr. Manuel Gomez of New Mexico was found mutilated on the 24th of March, 1978. It displayed classic mutilation signs. Classic mutilation signs. You got it. That's an oxymoron if I ever heard one. Including the removal of the rectum and sex organs with what appeared to be a sharp and precise instrument. Yeah, like the surgical blades from Los Alamos, where they had the radioactive fallout in the first place. And then he brought it all over to the Los Alamos Scientific Laboratory for microscopic studies. So they created it, the fallout, then they killed the animal, then the authorities turned to them to find out who done it or what happened. They must have been roaring with laughter because they're so maniacal, right? Los Alamos detected the presence of naturally occurring, I can't even pronounce that one, bacteria in the heart. And I was watching a study about that. I can't remember if it was Stanford or Oxford or who the hell it was there a couple of days ago, because I haven't stopped. I don't stop. And they were talking about this stuff, and I was like, oh, yeah. They were saying they found that in nature, and it was just like a way they can slip it in there to try to make people stupider than what they already were. Oh, it was UFOs, and then all the media runs out, UFO might have gutted a couple of cows at the local farm. Don't panic, little green monsters went on back to where they came from. The good folks over at Los Alamos Laboratory are going to get to the bottom of it. And meanwhile, your children that were living there were poisoned. The land is poisoned. You think about John Wayne. 80 out of 200. 80 people out of 200 got cancer and died. John dead. The leading lady dead. Director dead. Radioactive soil. Think about that soil. All these bomb tests. 5% escapes into the atmosphere, but a lot of that fission product is bonded with the soil and with the rocks and glassification on itself from the extreme heats. And so they spend like $150 million a year in Kazakhstan, where they had around 500 nuclear detonations, on security, try to keep Al-Qaeda, the terrible Al-Qaeda. I lost my stream again. What the frig? Come on, Google, give us a good stream, man. Come on, man, don't hog the stream, Google. Hey, Miss Milky! I got everything in my way here tonight. And let me keep going. None of the laboratories were able to report any firm conclusions on the cause of the blood or tissue damage in the mutilated cows because they done it. Right? I mean, that's what it's all about. And then they throw in the words UFO, and they put that rhetoric out there, and then somebody asks the question, oh, you're a freaking UFO. Right? I mean, that's how it works. It really does. And they've been at this a long time. Maryland, USA, March 17th, 1989. Illinois, was a great year. Inspection at the Calvert Cliffs Unit 1 and 2, USA, reveal cracks, forcing extensive shutdowns at the pressurized heater sleeves. Why am I keep losing my signal for? I better come over and check. Google boot me off non-stop here. I've been boot off. What the frig is up with that? What did I ever do to you, Google? Did you see that video I put out about John Wayne earlier tonight? I had like 40 thumbs up, 9 views. And after 2 hours, it jumped. Right? It jumped. In the 2 hours, I got 14 views and I had 40 odd thumbs up or something. And then it jumped up to 90 or 100 finally on the 4th hour. Bizarre. How can you get all those thumbs up? Right? It's only a 2.5 minute video. But how do you get all these thumbs up? and you can't get no friggin' views for 2 hours. So Google is up to something? I don't know. Red Chick says they had a red squirrel come back today, the first one in a few years. Did you cook it? I'm just kidding. Mail at Dana Durnford at live.com. Hi Carrie, hi Tree, hi Standing Foot, Albert, Grandma, Fix This Stupid, Albert, Counting Sheeple, hey, Brobo, Eric, Petriola, all that money just to make more money of our debts, yeah. Miss Milky forgot the thumbs up. You gotta go feed that red squirrel. Hi Deb Jam, Standing Foot, Blacktooth, tough day at the office. Collected 6 cow rectums tonight, yeah. You're a good nuclear worker, you are. Radchick says solar flares expect to hit 10 a.m. Albert says his daughter squirrel is doing great. Nobody yelled at me, that's good. Sergeant says, so after 3 years now, when should we all start getting sick from the fallout? Well, you know, there was 20,000 recorded extra deaths. There was all kinds of children that died. The fact that we're 5,000 miles away doesn't mean you won't get sick off that isotope or the atom particle, blah, blah, blah. But cancer takes time to grow, but it also, you're stuffing ourselves with the GMO and everything else. I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong, but we don't know. We don't know who's it. You know that game, you used to go around and touch everybody and they were it. You're it. Not allowed to do that no more. Scaring people, starting a pandemic. Yeah, that's a good question. You know, when are we all going to start dropping dead from radiation, from cancer? Well, it's not like that, right? You end up at the hospital, you end up at the doctor, you start getting treatments, you have issues. Most cancer takes... This kind of cancer, if you're getting big doses, you can get cancers in about a year or two if you got a big dose. And so if you're breeding those hot buckyballs, like California and Seattle area, I don't know. I got no answers for you. My opinion is it's going to take 5 or 10 years for these types of cancers. But you could drop dead from a heart attack. You could have diabetes from this. You could end up with all kinds of issues from this. There's mental issues go along with radiation if you ingest a lot of it, if you eat a lot of it. And so we're seeing several million Alzheimer's patients in the near future. We're seeing forecasts. They're increasing the cancers all the time, right? The isotope cola coming soon to a store near you. I like it. Give me one. I got lost here. Thank you, Rhonda. You're very kind. You're all very kind, folks. Don't get me wrong. Everybody here, you're just amazing people. And we are here because we understand. The summer of Fuki, all the red squirrels died. Red Chick was saying dead animals, woods, cats and deers, Canadian geese. My goodness. Oh, Jesus. That's where I'd be discreetly turning around, pulling my cap down over my eyes, sticking my hands in my pocket, making my way home, and pulling my curtains down, and panicking. Yeah. That's frightening, Red Chick. Christina Consuelo, for anybody who's not familiar, is a bona fide researcher. She's a very, very, very busy lady, a very good soul. She doesn't stop. You'll find links under my video to the people I'm talking about, usually, or on the video in the comment section. If you're live streaming, you'll comment as we're talking. And we live stream, blah, 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 every night that I can. Last night I crashed and burned. Just lay down for a few seconds, I'll be okay. So I woke up, I got up and I had a little snack, and then I crashed hard again. I was a busy guy yesterday. Okay, let me get back on track. I'm just yakking my head off at this stage. Let me slide down. Get down here just in case. And sometimes I goof around when we're doing this, folks, and I apologize. And then we got no thumbs down. Wow, we got 85 thumbs up. The old trolls are out there like, oh, I'm going to have to open up more accounts and go thumb that frigger down. Whoa, we got to get them. Okay, here we go again. Let's go again for another quick run. Red chick scaring us with dead cats and deers and geese and red squirrels. My job to be a fearmonger, Christina. Well, you've been at it longer than me. Okay. Kind of got me on that one, but no buts, I guess. But 10th of September 1989, India, being badasses, 700 times more radioactive iodine than normal levels. I'm sure they meant levels, but they put levels there. Okay, I made that part up. But 700 times normal levels, because I didn't pronounce it right. They got it right. I didn't. See, I was pointing at you. See the double talk? See how that works? I got it wrong. So I'm implying you got it wrong by doing that. Should be I got it wrong. Repair to the reactors could take more than a year. Now let me run through that for one quick second before I jump over to the mutilations. The reactors had been leaking radioactive iodine at more than 700 times normal. There is no normal radioactive iodine-131. They might have found something out there and named it iodine-131, but it's not iodine chain reaction fission from melted down weaponized nuclear bombs and then put in another chain reaction called making power for your community, when it's really about making radioactive isotopes for directed energy weapons. Can everybody say the words directed energy weapons? You need a little drum set. But anyway, on the 10th of September 1989, India fucked up big time. 1990, Clinic of Zaragoza radiotherapy accident, and this was a big feller. 27 patients were injured, 11 of them died, according to the International Atomic Energy Agency. You can't believe these people are monsters. They were testing this stuff on humans in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and 70s at an unbelievable. These were mad. These are mass murderers. These are freaks. Anyway. On December the 7th, a technician in 1990 performed maintenance an electron accelerator at the Clinic of Zaragoza. On December 10th, it turned to service after repair. The Spanish Nuclear Safety Board was scheduled to make its annual review of the device. Blah, blah, blah. Apparently, they calibrated it wrong, and they screwed up everybody down there that used it big time. Everybody was getting huge doses. And we've seen this over and over and over in all kinds of hospitals and buried. You're putting your hands in the devil, your life in the hands of the devil every time you get treated by one of these things. They should never exist. They were irradiating people for arthritis. They were irradiating people for tonsillitis. They were irradiating people for common colds. They were irradiating people for heart attacks. They were irradiating people for broken friggin' arms, broken legs, bleeding noses, facelifts. Okay, I made that part up. They probably did. Okay, that's the part about that. Is if you make it up, they probably done that. And it wasn't on a bagel pup. They killed tens of thousands of them every friggin' year. Dogs. They love bagels because of the big nose and snort up that old plutonium-238, 239. Good old americium, neptunium. Gotta get it in their lungs. And then they gut them and look at it. All it is because it's such a green energy, right? Beautiful energy. Mother Nature wanted us to have the atom. Gave it to us. And we took it and made power out of it. No. This is the evilest thing on the planet. And the license agreement. Let me keep on going. November the 17th, 1991. New York, USA. Safety and fire problems shut down the Fitzpatrick nuclear reactor for 13 months because you got all these inbreeds working there. My daddy was a nuclear power plant worker and I was going to be a nuclear power. My kids, little Tommy and little Mary, going to be nuclear power plant workers. Got good unions, good benefits. Taxpayer don't bother us because they don't know fuck all about the nuclear shit. So we just make it up as we're going, like WHIP. I mean, WHIP is so uneducated that the people that run WHIP in New Carlsbad, New Mexico, no offense to the people in New Mexico, you're wonderful people, I'm sure, I just got a funny fucking name, I just can't, whatever. They had a truck fire, and for 9 days, they all sat around drawing straws who was going to go down in the mine, because they're terrified of truck fires. Every time they have a truck fire in New Mexico, they got to evacuate like 100 square miles. On the highways, that's why New Mexico only got a couple of highways left, because they don't know what to do, right? They're really stupid. The government people, right? Every time they have a truck fire, it's like, holy fuck, I'm not going near that. That is truck fire, boy. If it was a car fire, go and put freaking thing out. A bus fire or something like that, go put it out. But it's a truck fire. I'm not going near that. I got me a union. I don't gotta go do that shit. I don't mess with no deadly trucks. They're like the Al Qaeda of transportation trucks. Because when a truck fire catches fire, you got to evacuate half of Mexico. We don't got no trucks in Canada. We banned them all years ago after we lost half of Quebec. Not that we minded. They were the English-speaking ones. But the truck fires, I mean, you know, what are we going to do? I heard they're going to start bringing trucks into Canada. And I don't know what to make of that. I think we should have like some kind of protest. Throw rocks or something. November the 17th, 1991. But 1992, India was getting jealous, and a malfunctioned tube caused the Tarapur atomic power station to release 12 curies of radioactivity. Just 12 curies, no big deal. Go back to sleep. Shut up. Now, boy. April 21st, 1992, North Carolina, USA. India just had one. We're going to have one too. The Brunswick Unit 1 and 2 were forced shut down after emergency diesel generators failed. 1992, Pickering nuclear reactor in Ontario. Those little friggers are going to get it from me yet. A heavy water leak, 2,300 trillion becquerels. Fuck it, throw it in Lake Ontario. Fuck it, the Americans drink it too. Resulting in increased levels of tritium in Toronto's drinking water till the end of time. I forget what the lifespan of tritium is. Hang on. I can't remember. Who cares, whatever. December 25th, we know. Where's the mutilations to? I need my fix of mutilations. I need some mutilation. No. I got so much shit, I can't keep up with it anyway. Yeah, the animal's bones were usually found to be fractured. It's like they dropped them, so maybe the helicopter picked them up and dropped them just to confuse people. What a demented friggin' bunch though, eh? And they would dig up people like 20 years down the road. Hang on. And there was always an absence of tracks in the 100-foot radius of the carcasses. Gotta blame it on the aliens. Only an alien can do that. Unless you control the crime scene, then you can say whatever you want. Tripod indentations, 42% of the cases to genitalia, in 85% of the cases, rectum in 79% of the cases removed, the eyes in 59% of the mutilations are removed by the nuclear scientists from the farm animals, and then they blame it all on, they just blame it on voodoo, or they blame it on anything. Well, usually it's a UFO because they keep going back to it every time it happens. It has that condentation. And 1993, Michigan, USA. It's like there's no end to this. Shut down at the Fermi Unit 2 after main turbine experienced major failure due to improper maintenance. And they're supposed to be the best thing on the freaking planet, and it's just over and over and over. It's endless. 1993 in India, tit for tat, they suffered a fire at two of its steam turbine blades, damaging the heavy water reactors and almost leading to a meltdown. Almost? Like, we can't believe anything. The Noro atomic power station suffered a fire in India. There was a nuclear accident at the Tom 7 reprocessing complex, 1993, when a tank exploded while being cleaned with nitric acid. The explosion released a cloud of radioactive gas. It's one of the 10 worst nuclear disasters, folks. A tank exploded. Now they'll come up with all kinds of excuses. Anything but the truth. Remember, in 1940s, a tank blew up in Russia, and they evacuated 1,000 square miles. They're still evacuated today. Those tanks are like the tanks they got at Fukushima, right? That they're planning on dumping into the ocean. Remember, Fukushima, by the way, is each of those reactors are 3 times the size of Chernobyl's reactor. Each of the Fukushima reactors were 100% meltdowns. Chernobyl was a 30% meltdown. Fukushima is using reprocessed nuclear weapons grade materials taken from silos and reprocessed and put through a chain reaction, whereas Chernobyl is graphite. I'm not saying Chernobyl wasn't bad. I mean, 600,000 soldiers got medals for working on that. A lot of the soldiers, 38, 28, and there's a link below to that, they were only allowed on the roof for 15 or 20 seconds at the time, the first crew of them, for the first week or 2 weeks or something. And they kept, removing the graphite on the roofs where it had detonated and blew all over the place and throw it over the roof. And then they went home and never walked back on that site again. 15 or 20 seconds. Whereas in Fukushima, they're taking the homeless to do the most dangerous job on the planet. It's very, very dangerous when we see something like that. That tells you how dangerous it is that they're using the homeless. And they allegedly won't let the international community in there. The creepy Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution were down there right away. Right? And then they came out and equated radioactive material with bananas, with walking in the sunshine, with all the other fables that are outrageous lies, that are absolute 100% fabrications. And that if I was to say it, that to me, that could be the evilest thing I could ever say, is equate man-made radioactive material with harmless, insignificant, normal, everyday background radiation. That doesn't belong in any conversation. There's not a single conversation out there where the 12 becquerels of a banana, you off-gas to 12 becquerels of potassium-40. When you eat it, you can only contain so much as homeostasis. And your body can't contain any more potassium-40 than what's already in it. But you can keep accumulating cesium-137, 134. You can accumulate the strontium that they never even included in the UNSCLEAR report, the UN report on Fukushima, where they say that Fukushima is not an issue. Japan, like in Tokyo, over and over and over, 1 million becquerels here, 1 million becquerels there, 500,000 becquerels here, hundreds of thousands of becquerels no matter where you went. They're burning it in the incinerators, which is the opposite of what your licensing agreement for all the nuclear facilities is. Do you get an idea how dangerous and scary that is that they're doing that? Right? The Trans-Pacific pollution shows incinerator material comes right across the ocean. It's a never-ending issue. It's liberated anyway. The ocean is full of it. It's St. Paddy's Day every day in the ocean. It's not a joke, just because you can't see it or smell it or hear it or feel it or taste it or pick it up. You can't do that. But if it was color and you couldn't see each other certain parts of the year when this was happening, you probably wouldn't be able to see each other. There was so much coming through. You wouldn't be able to see your ground. There was so much coming through. Your entire ocean, if say it was all a bright fluorescent green, you wouldn't be able to see your ocean be a bright fluorescent green. It's St. Paddy's Day. And there's an urgency here that we have to address, that we just can't turn our backs on, and we can't just walk away and pretend this is not real. I mean, they increased and included a man-made radioactive isotope in with natural, insignificant, normal, everyday radioactive potassium-40, which is not But we got no choice because they keep using it, so we have to bring it up all the time. And this is how they confuse you and marginalize me and manipulate you and deceive you. And it's not me, of course. There's so many great... It's amazing how many souls have been out there and for so long fighting the nuclear industry and so... and done so much work and put so much time and energy and paved the way for all of us. But right now we're in this battle. That's how I see it. I'm in a battle all the time with this industry and trying to work this out. And now we're to the point where we got a really good handle on it. We have forced him to say ridiculous stuff like licking a cell phone charger and bananas. They can't even say that now anymore without everybody. Everybody will jump on them if they say the word bananas. They can't use it because everybody now will destroy them and lose it. The rage is becoming real. And there's a lot of nuclear fallout shows coming on TV. There's a new series up there on Netflix, The 100. I'm having a problem getting in on it. I wanted to go watch it. I haven't used it for a few months, but I wanted to go, and somebody was telling me about it. I wanted to go and watch it. And they were adamant to go watch it, and I got restart the password, I guess. I was going to watch it maybe just for coming online, try to watch one episode. There's 2 episodes up. But apparently it's very telling. And so I got to get in and check that out. I got an amazing collection of stuff. I've been trying to get through the levels and effects of radiation exposure from the unclear, from the United Nations, from the propaganda machine. And just let me pop that open for 1 second, and I'll come back over. And let me come over. Wait, I'm waiting for that. Say hi to a few people. We're up to 46 minutes. We're in second gear. Let me see if I can catch that. Irinarel, Smurf Boy, Tree, Amthurst, whoop. Unclear, UNSCEAR 2013 report, sources, effects, and risks of ionizing radiation. And where they removed the strontium-89 and strontium-90 out of the equation because it was less. That's not how this works, okay? You can't just remove it. So just by doing that alone discredits the entire 321 pages. I just wanted to cover that for 1 second. We're going to do a whole video about that in a few days when I finish it all. So I got all the screen captures and I got something to work with. And so Fix the Stupid, Amthers, Tree. Let me come in and say hi, Knight Rider. Uh-oh, I screwed up. Let me come in and cancel the update. There we go. Okay, let me get back on track here. And I can't participate sometimes the way I want to because I'm trying to get through a bunch of stuff. But let me whip that open. And there's not much I can do about it, so let me just keep going this route. I still got no thumbs down. I guess you'll show up after and thumb everything down. But as long as we tell the story. Here we go. Just make sure I got everybody. Michael, Manderson, MSVS, friends, Grandma, Sean, Knight Rider, Albert, Tree. Want to be live 24. Make sure I say hi to everybody for a few seconds. Jump back and forth. Ruben, Missing Sky. Yeah, dandelion, like all your food is contaminated. And so eating contaminated dandelion is no different than eating contaminated GMO, contaminated carrots, or contaminated this, contaminated that. Outside of, if you're going to eat, unless you're going to stop eating altogether, because that's what you're left with, you have to learn to eat healthy to stop the cancers and control the cancers and control the autoimmune deficiencies and the lack of minerals and nutrients, which is what you're getting from the supermarkets and the corner shops because you're eating genetically modified food. And so the idea of me always saying dandelion was at least you can get the nutrients in your body. Yes, it's all contaminated. You want to tell me what the other option is? Not eat dandelion? Because dandelion got it? Well, everything else got it. Right? Berries, fruits, green leafy vegetables, everything is picking it up, at least low-level radiation from Fukushima. Not to mention all the other friggin' shit they released on this planet. And so there is no escaping this. You can't run away from it. You can't hide from it. Or you got to come to terms with it, for starters. You got to realize we had an event on this friggin' planet and there's nothing we could do about it. And that, but we do, like, we can't change what happens, is what I'm saying. We can change what the future is, though. You can change it in your own personal world by continuing to think about finding organic foods, and as a desperation for people that are impoverished and can't go that route, at least dandelion has nutrients. You can't avoid it in your food because it's everywhere. Your Geiger counter can't pick up a lot of this shit. It picks up some of it, but you don't know what the frig you're picking up. It's not going to pick up potassium 40. You would have to dry out a cubic meter of water and then weigh the potassium, and it's 25 becquerels a gram or something, and multiply it that way to figure out how much potassium 40. But when it comes to cesium 137 in your water, and that's now a standard in North America, as a man-made radioactive isotope that didn't exist because we made it, is now a standard in your water, is very fucking frightening. Because cesium at 50 becquerels in a meter will cause heart damage and organ lesions. 11 becquerels a kilogram eating that kind of stuff in a child, when that's cumulative as they accumulate kilograms of food into their body, that only had, say, 11 becquerels, will cause serious issues for them, health issues, not autoimmune deficiencies. But you don't get it by itself. Like the cesium-137 is just their way of blowing off everything else. It's their way of saying it's serious, but it's their way of marginalizing everything else. They don't even include the strontium because there was less, when there was actually 30 times more. So it's just one lie after another. And that's all they ever do. In all their presentations, all their papers, all their articles that they're allowed to post up on the big bootlickers, like the Washington Post and the Journal and everything else. These are all lies and easy to prove as lies. But the mainstream media won't fact check anything they say. It won't hold them accountable. Let me jump down and finish with a bunch of good headlines, hopefully. I don't know what I got there. We're up to 1993, so let's keep going for 5 or 6 minutes because we're almost up to the end of it. In Tomsk Oblast, Russia. And that was, we were just talking about that, right? There's 109,000 people there, and they were all poisoned. February 27, 1963, New York. They have a lot of friggin' accidents in New York. Indian Point Energy Center, Unit 3, they shut it down in 1993. And there's several nuclear reactors. 1954, the Siberian Group of Chemical Enterprises, Sorversk, is the site of the Siberian Group, founded in several nuclear reactors and chemical plants for separation, enrichment, reprocessing of uranium and plutonium. They shut down 3 remaining plutonium production reactors with American. 2 of the 3 plutonium producing reactors, 2 that are cited at Shurfs, have now been shut down. Nuclear warheads are produced and stored on the premises, and one of the most serious nuclear accidents occurred April 6, 1993, when that tank exploded. Highly radioactive solution. So, like, and they're in Fukushima, they want to dump that shit in the water. They got no way of containing it. If they have an accident there, they're going to flood the site and can't you get on the site. We're going to lose the whole friggin' site. And the alternative is to put it in the ocean or boil it off or evaporate it. Right? We heard the UC Berkeley creatures talking about doing that. Well, we should boil it off or evaporate it. Yeah, because the license agreement says it's supposed to be put in the sarcophagus till the end of time, but a PR firm says go ahead and do this or do that, and they just go right ahead and do it. Hey, the fishermen said go ahead and do it, so they're going to do it anyway. Because the fishermen are nuclear scientists right now, nuclear experts. Ah, fuck it, just dump it in the water. We don't care. No one's going to buy our fish anyway. Do we really care? Who cares? Go ahead. So that was what was the headline today. Fishermen said it's okay, so TEPCO is going to go ahead and dump it in the water. So, because fishermen got the last say. March the 2nd, 93, Sodi Daisy, Tennessee. Equipment failure, broken pipes, causes shutdown of Unit 1. December 25th, 1993, Newport, Michigan, shut down of the Fermi Unit 2 after main turbine experienced major failure due to improper maintenance. Blah, 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 blah. They used to radiate the head of chickens and children with this shit. Feeding radioactive material to mentally disabled children was a common one for experimentation. Exposing U.S. soldiers and prisoners to high levels of radiation was common. Irradiating the testicles of prisoners, which caused severe birth defects. Exhuming bodies from graveyards to test them for radiation without the consents of the families. In 1994, Bill Clinton formed the Advisory Committee on Human Radiation. Did I just say that? Sorry. Experiments by Ruth Faden, PhD, and PH of the John Hopkins PR Machine Institute of Bioethics. One of the primary motives behind his decision to create ACHRE, A-C-H-R-E, was action taken by his newly appointed Secretary of Energy, Hazel O'Leary. Yeah, we'll get to that later. One of the first actions on taking the reins of the Department of Energy was announcing a new openness policy for the department. Policy led to almost immediately to the release of over 1.6 million pages of classified records. I got to get my hands on that. The records made clear that since 1940, the Atomic Energy Commission had been sponsoring tests on children and babies and pregnant women and communities, and just the Atomic Energy Commission. These are worse than any Charles Manson or any Ted Bundys you can dream up. These are many times worse, these people at Atomic Energy. These are creatures. These are freaks. These are the maggots of our society. These are the embarrassment of our society. These are the lowest form, the lowest digit in our society. These are what they consider themselves the elite, whatever. December 10, 1994, Pickering nuclear reactor. Pickering's in there again. Way to go, Canada! Woo, Canada! Major loss of coolant accident. Catastrophic tube rupture. Tube holes to fuel rods. 185 tons of heavy radiated water. Fuck it. Let's just spray it on the community. Let's put it in water bombers and spray it over the children's playground. Hoo hoo hoo. Ha ha ha. 1995, last one, Japan. I'll come over and say goodnight to everybody. We made it up to 95. Pretty sweet. Should have left it at the Canadian just for the last dig. Stick a screwdriver in that bullet wound. The fast breeder, Manju nuclear power plant sodium leak. State-run operator Donan was found to have concealed video footage that showed the extensive damage to the reactor in Japan. Right? They concealed. Where did we ever hear that one from Japan before? Japan wouldn't do that. Go on, boy. You're foolish. Don't be so foolish. Japan's they're the good ones. They tells us everything. And there's a link below to the NRC release of the Japanese fire from the 2011 worst accident on the planet, many times over. Worse than all the other reacting. It's actually worse than every nuclear test on the planet put together, and all the nuclear accidents Fukushima is. It's non-stop hemorrhaging. It's St. Paddy's Day, all friggin' day, 1,440 minutes a day. What is it, 1,180 days? Nuber Magic just put out a really good video. Rad Chick is out there popping it out. You'll find her links to her YouTube site. You'll find links to over the Climate Viewer. You'll find all kinds of different narratives down through this of other people, you know, that are carrying different narratives, pro and not pro, and all sides of the story are always there. And what we do is we just, it's like a little support network. We got the Fookie Hounds, Kate and Pasha, are trying to run over there, and we're all doing our best, right? Everybody's doing their best. We're all trying. That's all we can do. We're being honest, which is more than what they do. There's more honesty in one of us than is in of all of them put together, right? That's the one thing we got on our side is we're honest. That we're not going to mislead you. We're not, intentionally going to fabricate or manipulate anything. There's no need to. You can't make this shit up if you tried. Why would you? I would like for nothing better than to be 100% wrong. I know I'm not, though. Because why are they equating this with bananas and drinking water? It's got nothing to do with it. Right? And so that's the PR machine, that's the lobbyists. That's a crime against humanity, what they're doing to us. Our media is completely untrustworthy. It doesn't fact check anything. It lets them say whatever they want, and it supports them. Right? It puts information there to support what they say when you can't support it. Yeah, you can make shit up and put it there, but you can't actually fact check it and leave it up there with a conscience. So everybody that works for the media, their job is to sell you whatever the PR machine wants to sell you today, no matter what the topic is. That's their job. That's why they got it, because they're the best. They got the least amount of morals and ethics on their side. They will destroy everything for their client, including Earth, and they're well on their way to doing that to us. There's no rationale for what they're doing to us. And, it's unconscionable that we're this far down the hole. And there's no turning back for us. We have to put it together. We have to bring it together. And we have to make this happen. We have to educate the population of the lies and the misrepresentations and the actual threats for what they really are. It's St. Paddy's Day into the environment. It's St. Paddy's Day into the ocean. It's St. Paddy's Day into the atmosphere from every direction imaginable. Not only from the tens of thousands of miles of clouds on the ocean every day, picking up this radioactive material and lugging it all over your continents. Not only from the fact that the EPA has raised the level and included man-made radioactive stuff, and a lot of 7,400 becquerels in a cubic meter of water is a friggin' lot when you think about it. It's the entire country has that level. And that they lowballed it. They never told you the truth. They never told you about the uranium, never told you about the plutoniums and all their daughters and their long lifetimes and their implications. But you can look up Dr. Raymond Gilmedy and you can see that he killed tens of thousands of beagles a year by having them inhale little tiny insignificant, what they call insignificant particles that we are seeing are the same stuff that the dogs inhaled and got cancers to the bones, to the livers, to the lungs, and everywhere else. Decade after decade. They mass murdered not just the beagles, right, but all kinds of other dogs, all kinds of cats, all kinds of animals. It's a machine, and the numbers would probably be 1 million a year at least that they murdered this way, and they got no intentions of helping you with it. That's for them only, or how to make it worse, to attack you even worse. These releases into our communities, into our environment, are ongoing, they're non-stop, and they're on purpose for the most part. They're meant to happen. They're designed to break down, just like your brand new little rinky-dinky car is designed to break down and make you spend money. But you can't fix it, no matter how much money you got, unless you actually try to solve all the issues. The only way you can do that is 4,800 peer-reviewed academic studies every day, and flip them and start solving some of these issues. Then we got an actual chance. Let me come in and say goodnight to everybody. I didn't realize for a second I was still yakking. I meant to stop it at 1. See, that one says 1 minute. This one says 1 minute and 2. So, Dr. Dead Beagle, yeah. Jill Clarkson, Missing Sky. Strontium Milks. Yeah. Brutal Numbers. Irinarel, Cats Alive. Manderson 031012. I had a solar spill. Grab sunglasses. Remember your sunglasses, UV protection. Your pineal gland, your eyes activate your pineal glands, right? So you want to detox your brain? Well, you need sunlight. So wearing sunglasses actually screw you. No kidding. It's one of the oldest games in the book. Tell you it's bad when it's actually good, right? You can't believe anything they say. Night Rider, Grandma, Ruben, Miss Milky was here, Miss Milky, and Rad Chick was here. Thank you so much, sweetie. We appreciate everything you do. And you'll find links to these people here in the comment sections under my video also. You'll find everything else there. We're going to be back, picked up from 1995, try to get up to 2000 tomorrow night with the nuclear accidents. And I'll start off tomorrow night with human experimentations too. And tonight we just wanted to cover a bunch of these accidents and get them out of the way. Thank you, Miss Milky. I see you there now. Hug, sweetie. We love you, and we really appreciate everything you've done, everything you continue to do. Same with everybody else that are out there going, working, pushing back, working hard, right? That's you're doing the right thing, okay? And we ain't gonna get anywhere. Hi, Kate. We ain't gonna get anywhere unless we all keep doing this. We all keep pushing back. We all keep striving for peace, justice, and a way forward. And I think we have that about us, that we can do that. I think we really can. That, if we just try, we could do something. But if we don't try, we can't do anything. And we're just asking for trouble. I can go on and on. You know me. I'm not going to. We'll catch everybody tomorrow night. I'll be back tomorrow night and the night after. But I'm not sure about Sunday night. But I'll definitely be here tomorrow night and the night after. Once again, we take Rad Chick for dropping by. It was always fun to see her. We know how busy she is. That's my cell phone going off. Sorry. I'll try again in a few minutes. Okay, we'll catch everybody tomorrow night. Looks like we had a good stream tonight. Do I